Hello everyone, this is Anti. Welcome to another Life and Wealth Mastery. What an incredible week on Wall Street. If those of you who won big being on the retail investor side, you are actually kicking Wall Street hedge fund managers' butt. For many years, Wall Street hedge fund managers always attack and bet against some of these weak stocks. Right? If they see the company balance sheet is fundamentally weak, they bet against it. I mean, they short the stock. Shorting the stock pretty much means that they don't own the actual share of the company. What they do is they just borrow it. So how it works is that, let's say the stock is trading at, let's say, $10 a share. Shorting it, meaning you are actually betting, let's say the stock gonna go down. And if the stock go down, you make the difference between the spread. So let's say the stock went down to $7, you make the difference between 7 and 10. But you don't actually own the stock. It's similar to put, but put options, you're betting the stock to go down, but then you have to worry about the decay of time and the implied volatility for those of you who are trading options. So by shorting the stock is the simplest play for a lot of these hedge fund managers who have a lot of money and liquidity in their account so that they can play that game, okay? But unfortunately for these hedge fund managers, they wasn't prepared for this big movement that started on Reddit, where the retail investors team up together and they holding strong. It's like a war. They keep on pushing, and they stay the course, and they driving the stock like Gamestop price all the way to 300 plus. Okay? And look at AMC. It's on the verge of a bankruptcy, and the CEO announced that, oh, they should be okay. And all of a sudden, all the retailers, investors, get into AMC, buying it. I'll give you an example. On Wednesday, I started seeing a spike in volume of AMC, right? I got in, they're like around $6 and some change. And the next morning before the opening bell on a Thursday, this AMC stock shot up to $16 and some change. That is like 300 plus % increase in less than 12 hours overnight. That shows you how insane it is in this market. And I bought some share. I'm not into a gambling stock. I mean, as an investor, you just have to pick the right strategy, what worked best for you, right? So why am I bringing this stuff up? It's because just want to show you how distracted we are right now. We are not focused on what really matters. I want you to turn your focus over to what really happened on Friday, January 29, 2021. The Dow dropped more than 620 points. The S&P 500, which is the top 500 company, dropped 2%. The Nasdaq dropped 2%. Gold dropped 0.03%. Oil dropped 0.11%. I make a joke on my social media that if you are afraid to invest into a volatile stock market, go ahead and give me a call and invest into real estate. As many of you may know that I am a real estate practitioner here in the Bay Area, California, for the last 20 years. And a day like this, yes, can be very scary for some people. But for me, I want to point out something that it may soothe your fear a little bit. My Friday, also the month end of January, is normal for me to see some pullback, consolidation, people taking profit. And to me, this is something you may see it as an opportunity, right? But if you ask me, am I going to go all in with all the money I got? The answer is no. I like to nibbling at some of the discounted stock. I mean, if I see, like, for example, Apple report great earnings, $1 billion earnings, and during the pandemic too. It's such a phenomenal earnings from Apple, but yet the stock got punished during a time like this where everybody got scared, and they want to stay out of the market or pulling the profit. So Apple may not look that appealing. So look at what happened to it, 4.2% drop. I liked what I see, and like I say, I will actually invest into Apple today. When it's a price like this, I will start, cheering slowly. Microsoft, same thing, making such good earning, but yet get punished at 2.48% drop. Amazon, same thing. Love Amazon. I use Amazon Prime for everything. Okay, so when there's an opportunity for me to see Amazon drop, I jump in. Tesla, oh, interesting. I mean, Tesla was once a talk of town stock, right? And now look what happened. It has earning not meet by the analysts, yet the stock dropped, which is normal. And no one seemed to care or even talk about how Tesla actually have a drop of 3.55%. That is $100 drop. No one talk about it. I want to redirect your focus into what really matters, right? Because everyone seemed to chase after the frenzy stocks such as Gamestop and AMC. My take on it is that the company, you're telling me that GameStop is trading at $300-something right now, and Apple is trading at $131 a share, which would be likely to give me a better return in the next 1 month or a year from now. Of course, Apple, right, is have $1 trillion company. It will be here. GameStop right now just happened to be in the mix of all this madness of this war going on. That's why you see the price get inflated. So I trade is GameStop and AMC, and I be frank, I don't mind taking the profits. I don't mind taking advantage of this market right now. When God gives you money, take it, pull the profit, don't be greedy, and get out. As an investor, it took me many mistakes to learn over the year, and I vow not to try to make the same mistake again. That's part of the learning process, and I learned a lot from many of my great mentors. And one of the rule about investing is that there's no perfect time. You can never time the market. Whether you invest into the stock market or the real estate market, whenever you are ready and have the capital to pull the trigger, do it, okay? Because you can never time it. That's number one. Rule number two is all about psychology, and it control your emotion. You have to control your emotion. You have to have a game plan before you make a purchase. And if you don't have a game plan, you will very likely to fail. And when things go not your way and you get panic and you just sell it quickly or too early. And I think another rule that I follow is that always minimize your risk and stay with your stop loss. That's one of the crucial part that I learned, and it's changed my profit and loss statements dramatically. Is because I know that we fall in love with a certain stock and we believe in the company, but if something goes wrong, if they not keep up with the changing in the economy, or they have bad earnings, but they start changing leadership in the company is so important to me whenever I look at a stock. Okay, so if they change in leadership, it's bad or good, you have to pay close attention to that, and you cannot fall in love with that stock. And if they change into bad, lousy leadership, then you just part your money into a lost cause, and it's time for you to cut the loss and move on. Instead of hang on to it, we call it back holder, meaning you hold on to something and hoping it's gonna go back up. right? That's opportunity cost to me to have my money tied up into that lousy performing stock where I can just cut the loss. And let's say your risk tolerance, anytime you invest into something, if it lost more than 15%, get out and stay with that strategy. Whatever your risk tolerance is, stick to it. And then just quickly go over the cryptocurrency. Bitcoin is more like a digital gold. And if you simply see it just that, instead of anything else fancy that people talking about, just view it as a digital gold. And it is also a hedge against all this printing of dollars. And that's why you see a lot of multi-billionaires investing heavily into it. And also now you can see that MicroStrategy is a big hedge fund company. They are actually heavily invested into cryptocurrency. When you hear the word cryptocurrency, it's not all about Bitcoin. Yes, Bitcoin is like the king of it, but there's other altcoin, which is LinkedIn, Litecoin, ADA, and Polkadot, Ethereum, some other coin or synthetics. So I just name a few. If you're interested for me to make another video in regard to my take on cryptocurrency, feel free to comment below. But for the purpose of this video, I just want to point out cryptocurrency, yes, it's decentralization of banking. Yes, cryptocurrency, some people believe is more like a speculative stock. Yes, it can go down to zero. Invest what you can afford to lose when you're buying into high growth stock. Tesla will once consider a high volatile stock, but high risk, high reward. If you invest into this, don't put all money into one basket, right? And just that one growth stock. You need to diversify. And you don't have to own a whole bunch of stock. Just focus on a few, but good one where you do homework and understand the balance sheet, the income statement, the PE ratio. You have to read into it because I'm telling you, this year, 2021, is very different than 2020. 2020, we experienced after that massive drop in the stock market in March. Anything that you invest in without doing further due diligence, you experience a massive gain. 2021 is different, okay? The market right now, a lot of stocks are overvalued. It's because of the low interest rate and because of all this printing is causing the weakening of the dollars. I mean, where are they gonna lay that bet? It's kind of force a lot of investors to stay in the market because number one, if you withdraw the money on those gains, some of them are afraid they have to pay a lot of money on the capital gains. And with all this corporate tax from Biden's new administration, it's increased from 21% corporate earning tax to 28%. That will cause a lot of big companies have to cut back on some of their earnings. And anytime there's cut back on that, it will cut back on the stock price. And they cannot pay you as well like they used to. So those are some of the things that you need to consider and pay attention to. Have fun trading. Don't be afraid. Like, do your homework, do your research. And as for me, I will continue investing. And like I say, invest what you can afford. And dollar cost averaging in. And you do just fine. Okay, happy trading. And if you like my video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. I'll see you in my next video. Thank you.